Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
And let's talk about what lessons about.
Let's hang out.
And let's listen to two lesbians shout.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and here is what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This Week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. And the most exciting thing that is happening for us this week is that Lee and I will finally be in the same place. Amazing.
As you listen to this in your ear holes, we are actively being in the same general area.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Time is weird because we're not together right now, but when you hear this, we will be together.
Keep an eye out for some photos, maybe some fun Instagram stories. Who knows?
Who knows
what we're going to get up to?
Sky is the limit. We're going to get pretty weird in Boston with a baby.
Also, another party will be happening in New York on February 18th. At the Bell House in Brooklyn, where you could come see us live for the first time ever.
Thank you to everyone who's gotten their tickets and who's RSVP'd yes to our Facebook event. We are so excited to see all of you. So if you want to get your tickets, you can get those tickets at the Bell House's website or on our Facebook page. It's all over the place.
If you buy them early, they are $16. If you get them at the door, they're $20. So really, I'd buy them early.
Yes, for sure.
Other things that we want to talk about, we just had recently, you may have heard, a midterm election.
Yeah, which luckily we retook the freaking house. In case anyone didn't know how me and Lee lean politically. Who's we?
We try to keep it under wraps. Yeah. I mean, it's
But the best thing about it is that at least 153 LGBTQ candidates were elected in our latest election cycle. That is a lot of people, and I'm so happy about it.
That's bananas. It's crazy. It's so many people. It's awesome.
Sharice Davids, who was our first lesbian congresswoman from Kansas, and one of the first two Native American women elected to Congress.
Which is amazing. We also want to shout out, and I apologize if I'm saying any of these names incorrectly, Sonia Jaquez Lewis and Chevron Jones, Malcolm Kenyatta, Jerry Cannon, and Lisa Bunker. Also, definitely people to look out for in the coming months and years.
Yes, and that's obviously just a few of them. There are plenty of others. We're sorry that we couldn't name them all, but we are very happy to see some more diversity in our government. We could always use more, but, you know, it's a step.
And in addition to all of the much, much gayer Congress that we have, we also lowered the average age by 10 years, so that's awesome.
Heck, yes it is.
Heck,
thank
yes.
the Lord.
Cool. Looking forward to that. The last thing that we want to shout out, we certainly would never miss an opportunity to shout out our fave, Wynonna Earp, who just recently won a People's Choice Awards for Best Sci-Fi Fantasy Show, which is amazing that, you know, we always say this is like the little podcast that could. Wynonna Earp, in so many ways, I think is also like the little Canadian sci-fi show that could. I mean, it is just amazing every time how much the show accomplishes, how much the fandom accomplishes. And we love it, and we love the representation on it. And so, woo. Yeah,
and the best thing about that, too, is that it was a write-in. So, like, they weren't even originally nominated. People love the show so much that they wrote it in and won. Like, that is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys are the best. We love you, Earpers.
No chill.
We all know. And with that, back to you, Ellie and Lee.
Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome to our 17th installment of Should Have Been Gay. And before we start this episode, Ellie, I just want to tell you that just because I knew you, I have been gayed for good.
You have been gayed. I cannot. Honestly, you were already gayed before we met, but I appreciate being gayer because of me.
I have been professionally gayed for good.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, okay, good. It didn't really flow as well in the song.
Yeah.
That way,
so you had to do I have been gayed for good.
Exactly.
There's like too many great songs that are just so gay in this. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we are talking about Wicked.
Wicked, it's happening.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little
And to clarify, we are talking about Wicked the musical because, I mean, I love Wicked the musical.
Ellie, don't read? Is
What?
that what you're
I can't
going for?
read. No, I actually tried to start reading that book. I just couldn't get into it. But
You
no,
never read
I
it?
know.
Aw, that's
We will
sad.
talk about the book a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, we got to start with the musical.
We'll focus on the musical. We're both a little more musical leaning people.
I do like to read though, Lee.
I know. I was just wondering what the end of that sentence was going to be. You were like, we're going to focus on the musical because long pause. I didn't know where it was going.
It probably could have gone to I can't read. But that's why I do a podcast, Lee.
There you go. It's all talking. All talk. Talk's good.
Do you want to do the IMDb synopsis?
Sure, yeah. So our IMDb synopsis is the story of how a green-skinned woman framed by the Wizard of Oz becomes the Wicked Witch of the West. This says feature film. Is there a
is
film?
going to be a film, I believe, but they haven't cast it yet. Like, they've been talking
I
about
get
doing
it.
a film for, like, ever. But it's not, like, really, like, coming together yet.
The IMDb synopsis of a non-existent film based on the Broadway musical.
Beautiful. Honestly, one of the worst synopsises we've had in the history of this podcast.
Yeah, it's
A
pretty terrible.
green-skinned woman. So, I mean, I think we...
So what's your
Well,
what's
I
your
think we also
synopsis?
just need to say a normal synopsis. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, or for those of you who have not seen the musical is about the origin story of the Wicked Witch of the West in
Yes.
basically like college, would you say?
college. Yeah, I would go with college.
College, and how she meets Glinda, the Good Witch, and
It's kind of the origin story
the Wizard of Oz.
of both of them, of the Good Witch and the Wicked
of the
Witch.
yeah.
of the West.
But my lesbian synopsis for that is that Elphaba, who is the Wicked Witch of the West, meets the love of her life, Glinda, when her roommate waltzes in on a pretty bubble into her college dorm room. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, are you ready? Are you
Yes.
ready? You want to hear mine? my gay synopsis of Wicked is lesbian witches now in new bold colors.
True. Because witches are just mostly lesbian. Like, that's the thing. Another thing on this outline, I was like, one of the bullet points just is witches. Like,
I feel like that's just a gimme, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like the star in the center of the bingo board.
Yes.
It's just like
it's like, and you got witches.
and they're gay.
Yep.
And there you go.
No surprise. No surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. So Wicked.
Yes.
Let's talk
Let's
about
talk
Wicked.
about it. I love Wicked. It's like one of my favorite musicals. I wore that soundtrack to death. And I
Nice.
think one of the main reasons that I loved it is because it's such an outcast story.
Yeah,
right?
it
Like
really
it's
is.
yeah, it's all about someone who doesn't fit in, right? And that, like, I mean, I feel like that resonates with teenagers no matter what, because I was listening to Wicked when I was in high school. But I think it also particularly resonates with a gay teenager. Like, let's be real. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like any story where you have, right, that one character who just doesn't quite fit in, they're just different, right? It's that otherness of I'm different, but I was just born this way and people don't quite understand it yet. Like, yeah, obviously there's parallels in there that are sort of going to resonate with a lot of us who have maybe experienced something along those lines, right?
For sure. Have you seen the musical, Lee?
I have not seen it put on anywhere. No.
Oh,
I mean, I absolutely know all the music, sure.
Lee, it is magical.
I know.
I saw it in Boston. I saw it in New York. I would watch it like all the time. It's just a perfectly done musical, which is why it's still running and so popular. But it's amazing. And Idina Menzel played Elphaba in the original cast, and she's amazing. And she also played Maureen in Rent, who's we all know, a big lesbo. So, or bisexual,
Right,
sorry.
obviously.
So yeah, and then we have Kristen Chenoweth as Glinda, who is the Good Witch, and just is like a bubbly, beautiful soul. And I'm just gonna keep doing these weird connections.
Okay.
And Kristen
That's
Chenoweth.
okay. I'm gonna out weird you after you're done, so don't worry.
Okay, great. And Kristen Chenoweth is always on Ellen. Therefore, she is. Isn't she like, she's on Ellen like every other week. Therefore, Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth as Elphaba and Galinda are meant to be together.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready? I'll one-up your lesbian rabbit hole right now.
Great.
Okay. The other way that I love Wicked happens to be in German. So if
Okay.
anyone is familiar with the Stuttgart production of Wicked, Die Hexen von Oz, you may know that in the Stuttgart production, the role of Galinda was played by Lucy Scherer. And Lucy Scherer also, you may know, as one half of Gemma, the couple Jenny and Emma in Handafshelt, a fantastic German soap opera.
Wow, Lee. That was
so there you go.
that was a real rabbit hole. I've actually been to
You're
Stuttgart.
welcome. Have you?
Honestly, that makes sense. It's like a super hipster town in
You didn't
Germany.
see Wicked while you were there?
No, I wish. That would have been like
Die Hexen von Oz.
amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. But the other thing that I will say is the Stuttgart production, and I mean, not to say anything against Idina Menzel because she is amazing, but just for any listeners, this has nothing to do with anything, but if you have never listened to Willemijn Verkijk, who plays Elphaba in the Stuttgart production, sing anything, just anything, listen to her sing anything, she is unbelievable. She's also the only Elphaba who has done the show in 2 different languages. So, there you go. Cool. Fun facts, lesbian rabbit hole, brought to you by Leonelli.
I love that. I'm now gonna have to definitely look it up in German, let's be real.
You should. It's great.
Yeah. So obviously we are talking about Elphaba and Glinda as our
100%.
main gay ladies. I was trying to think before this, like I was like, is there anyone, like maybe like Nessa Rose? You could be like, she's like a little gay, maybe, I don't know. Or, oh my god, Madame Morrible, or is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Madame Morrible.
Yeah, there's a secret love story between Madame Morrible and Nanny or something.
Yeah, honestly, like, I could maybe see some of that kind of, yeah, she's got a Holland Taylor, like, vibe, I feel like, to her.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
Interesting. I like it.
But that's just, like, a completely, I just, like, really went into a weird place with that. So
we're definitely here for Gelfie. Gelfie 100% all the way.
Gelfie. Also,
Let's be
I
real.
would like to say, I did not know that their ship name was Gelfie before we started recording this.
Come on, Ellie.
But apparently Lee's read a lot of fan fiction, as she told me before we started this, which is
Look,
fine.
there's some really good Wicked fan fiction out there. I'm just saying.
That's okay. But when I was like, what would their ship name be? I was like, Gelphaba? Like, that's so horrible. Horrible.
Aw, it could be worse.
Gelphaba?
We have come up with worse on this podcast
Or I was
before.
going to say, Gulelphaba? Like,
we have 100. We came up with Sherbaldrin. Like, let's be real.
yeah, we've done way worse. But we love
There's
Gelfie.
definitely worse. Also, I feel like I just had a moment when I was talking about Wicked fan fiction where I felt like very New England, and I wanted to be like, "There's some wicked fan fiction out there."
Oh my
Like,
god,
wicked
what a
good.
good one, Lee.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna be back in Boston when people are listening to this. I'm so excited.
Amazing. Yeah, so it is wicked. Wicked is wicked.
Wicked is so wicked gay. Oh my god!
It is wicked gay. But of course, this is like our classic hate. Like, they start off hating each other. They learn to love each other.
Yeah.
Like, how many times have we seen this in our Should Have Been Gays?
I also feel like it's way throwing back to our facts of life where it's like, you know, 2 girls forced to room together, feelings develop that maybe weren't there. They're treading that fine line between, you know, hating each other passionately and feeling other things passionately.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's a classic for a reason, right?
Yep. They wouldn't be the first roommates to, like, do some weird shit at night, you know? Let's be real.
Shit gets weird with your roommates.
Yeah, shit
you
gets
know?
weird with your roommates at night if you're 2 lesbians in a dorm room. I don't know. But
We've all been there.
or whatever. Two queer women in a dorm room. I like to look at it through the lens of the music.
Tell me more.
Yeah, like what a shocker. Ellie's into the music.
I know.
But I think the music has such a good arc of their relationship. Yeah. I mean, well, you start with loathing. Like literally the song is about what oh my god. The first lyrics are, "What is this feeling so sudden and new? I felt the moment I laid eyes on you." Oh, they're like, "Oh,
yeah,
what?
We've all been there."
Yeah. What is this strange feeling? Oh, it couldn't be gay feelings. No, I just hate you. That's all.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that.
That sounds very familiar. Yeah.
Like so gay.
I'm feeling very seen right now by Wicked.
Yeah, right? There's so many great duets between the two of them. Like, this is one of the Broadway musicals that has the most duets between two women.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you think about it, that are not sisters. Like,
right.
I was like, there's probably, like, a bunch of duets in, like, Fiddler on the Roof or something. Like, you know what I mean? There's all those songs with, like, all the sisters and whatever. But, or, like, the Daughters of Triton. I'm a musical theater nerd. Here we are. But, like, when you're trying to find a duet between two girls...
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Wicked. Sideshow.
Miss Saigon. You have the great duet in Miss Saigon. That's a good one.
Who's it? Like, what are the characters? What's their relationship to each other?
They're like romantic
rivals.
Yeah. So one of them is the girl that he had the one night stand with and then had to leave in Vietnam, and then the other one is like he now went back to the States and got married, and it's his wife.
I got you. Yeah. So, well, that's the thing. It's like either they're singing a duet about a man.
Right, exactly.
Or singing a duet about how much they hate each other, like this one.
Or they're singing a duet about having these weird feelings inside, and then singing a duet about how they changed each other for the better just by being in each other's lives. I mean, same,
just like the usual stuff.
Right,
and
exactly.
Even their like solo songs, right? Like Popular is like just Galinda singing at Elphaba, just the two of them alone. Two of them alone in a room, and she's like, "You know what? I think I like you. You're pretty. Let's do each other's makeup." Like, she's like, "You want to borrow all my clothes?" Lesbian.
Yes.
Yeah. Gay.
Let me dress you.
Yeah.
Lesbian.
Yeah. Let me undress you and then dress you. Like, you're so transparent. And then to even just go into Elphaba as a character, because Elphaba is like the epitome of, like we talked about before, the outcast. Like every one of her songs, or like a majority of her songs, are just about being different.
Yeah.
It's like it's very similar to Elsa in Frozen, which is interesting because it's Idina Menzel again.
Yes. And also potentially will be a lesbian.
We can really hope.
Looking at you, Disney.
Please do it. But yeah, even like The Wizard and I, she's like, "This gift or this curse I have inside. Maybe at last I know why." And I'm like, gift, lesbianism. Like at that point, it's like, when you're dealing with coming out and you're like, oh, like this is like this, there's this fight between two things where you're like, this is like the worst part about me. And then you come out and you're like,
right.
Nope, best.
And you're like, everybody loves gay Ellie.
Exactly. I related with Elphaba so hard.
Honestly, the more that we keep like pulling lyrics out, the more I really want someone to
do an
version. Actual like full analysis of the lyrics.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
It's so queer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like really is.
Dude, plus there's the whole I feel like now I'm getting vibes of I'm Not That Girl, kind of throwing us back to Unpretty in Glee.
Yes.
Right? Like it's like that same sort of thing where it's like I don't really understand myself yet, but I know that like I'm not good enough to be like you're the pretty girl and I'm not the pretty girl. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's kind of like I am not good enough for you, Well, yeah, that always underlies those songs a little bit where you're like, why are you saying that?
Yes.
About her.
Well, like in the actual musical, like Elphaba sings "I'm Not That Girl" first, basically lamenting that she's not Galinda. Like, she's not as
Right.
beautiful as perfect and like whatever. She's not the type of girl that Fiero's the love interest of Galinda and Elphaba, for those of you who don't know. But
Who cares about Fiero?
who cares? Really, who cares? Even though, like, Norbert Leo Butts, I love your voice, smooth as butter, sing to me every day. But but we don't care about you for the purpose of this analysis.
Yes.
It is the kind of thing where it could either be, I'm not that girl, I'm envious of you because you have the attention of this man, but also it could be like, I wish I was like you because I like wish I want to be with you. It's like the classic lesbian thing where you're like, I don't know if I just like want to be you or if I want to be with you.
Be with you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Also, wait, while we are bringing up Fiero, because just for a hot second, can I talk about how gay it is? Like, what a lesbian move to be like, I have these feelings for my roommate that are just so passionate and I don't quite understand them. So instead, I'm totally gonna have a giant crush on like the most popular boy in school.
Yeah, like,
Even though we have nothing in common and we're terrible for each other.
what?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, so true. You're like, who is the guy that I'm supposed to like? Not
Yes.
to like
Yes.
derail into my personal life, but let's do it. But I feel like that was me in high school. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, any of the guys that I dated, it was because like I felt like I looked at other people and they were like, he's so cute, and I was like, yeah, he
Yeah.
is. You say he's cute, so like he must be cute, you know?
Right, exactly.
Like-
Like the gayest move ever. We
Yeah.
see you, Elphaba. We see you.
We see you. We see you. Very misplaced. Like, you should have just placed it on Elphaba.
Yes.
I mean, you should have just placed it on Galinda.
Then,
Wrong.
I think if we're going to round out our musical arc of this story, I mean, so we build up to this incredibly climactic moment of like, come away with me.
Oh my god,
Right.
defying freaking gravity.
Like, can we talk about that being the like that is the peak of the show, right?
Yes.
And that's literally what it is it's like, run away with me, just the two of us together.
Yes. Oh my god, it's so gay. They're like, we don't need anyone else. Just us.
I wish everyone could have seen Ellie's excited bouncing while she said that.
I'm just like, so, because of course, like, Defying Gravity is like the biggest song in the musical. But like, I didn't even think about the fact that there's that like interaction between the two of them in the middle. Which is just
Yes.
like, come think of what we could do together.
Think
of what we
they
could do together. Come
We're
on.
thinking of what they could do together.
Oh my God.
Other people might be thinking of what they could do.
Yeah,
together.
I think a lot of people know what they could do together. Wow. I also know I've listened to the soundtrack too many times. The fact that I feel like I was like, I'm like, hear the like the scoring and everything. So much.
There's that, and then we just have to like bring it on home with I have been changed / gayed for good. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you actually went for it and they were freaking lesbians in the musical, that is such a great like final love song to be like. Even if it is like a breakup song, kind of, right? It's like, you're gonna go your way, I'm gonna go my way, but like, just know I'll always love you.
Yes.
So dramatic.
Such a lesbian breakup too.
Yes, I'll always love you, and we can still be roommates.
Yeah.
She's like, but we're still gonna live together, right?
Look, we both have loans from Shiz, and we're just gonna
From Shiz.
make this work.
Amazing. Yes.
Okay, great.
Wow.
Good.
This is such an amazing one. I also just am remembering how much I love Wicked. I want to see it again, like, immediately. So bottom line is, Wicked is super gay, but I want to talk.
Obviously, I've been gay.
I want to talk a little bit about the book, which you read, so you can talk more about it.
Oh my god! I mean, I did, but I read it a long time
But
ago.
at least in my research, I did find that Gregory Maguire, who's the author of the book, he's gay. Point number one.
Yeah.
And then in the actual book, he definitely like left a lot of lesbian subtext from what I read. He mentioned Virginia Woolf in this article that literally was called how gay was my Oz? So gay. And the quote from Virginia Woolf is only suggest. And so he was like, well, I didn't make them explicitly gay, but I definitely suggested it. And there was even one part where he had them share a bed when they like stayed in an inn for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was definitely suggesting like there's some stuff going on there.
Leaving it to the imagination.
Yeah, in the book. And you know, all you have to do is leave it to our imagination and we will make some. So
you don't even have to. You can literally like go out there saying it's totally not gay. We'll see if it's gay anyways. Don't you worry.
We'll still make it gay. Do not worry. Before we finish, I really, because you mentioned fan fiction earlier, Lee, like I dove into a fan fiction hole with this one, like for sure.
Okay. I mean, I will say there is a lot of wicked fan fiction out there.
What's your favorite one? Like, do you remember a good one?
I don't know. I'd have to find it. There is a really good one though. They basically like retell they retell the entirety of the story with, I think it's like Glinda dies, but they like there's like this whole like completely alternate arc. I don't know. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was just like a really interestingly written thing. It's fine.
You'll have to find it and then we will.
Yeah.
Well, I went down a fan fiction hole and I found some good ones. So I figured maybe we could read a little bit before we close off.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so ready. Who's who?
I feel like you're Glinda.
Sorry, I'm going to get into
I already talked
character.
to you, Lee, about how much I identify with Elphaba. So, like...
That's true. That's true.
Let me do this.
Okay, I'll try to channel my inner...
Yeah, channel your inner Glinda.
Okay.
Got this. Here we go.
This might
Let's
this
do
might be
this.
a couple takes. We're going to figure this out. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this. Elphaba, shut up. You never let me finish. If you don't stop talking, I will tie you to your bed and have my way with you.
Galinda blushed. Had she really said that out loud? She noticed Elphaba had turned a darker shade of green. What? Well, go on then.
Elphaba tried. That could have quite possibly been the most unintelligent sentence she had ever formed.
Galinda had to suppress a giggle. Now was not the time for joking around.
Fanny's not my best friend,
she stated serenely. Well, who is then?
Elphaba was still irritated, but she was also starting to get on Galinda's nerves. Did this woman never cease to speak her mind?
Galinda glared at her before continuing.
You are.
It came out a little too harsh, and she flinched at her own words. She turned an even deeper shade of scarlet and tried again.
You're my best friend, Elfie. Elphaba had a blank look, and Galinda was truly worried.
What if this was a worse scenario for her? What if Elphaba hated her and was only tolerating her because she was so forceful? But all her fears were forgotten when a beautiful smile took over the green woman's features. Are you serious?
Elphaba asked, her voice full of anticipation and elation.
Galinda pulled her hand and she sat back down. She brushed a stray strand of hair from Elphaba's face and gently stroked her cheek.
Of course I'm serious. Just look at you. You're brilliant. I love everything about you. I love you,
she declared proudly. She took the emerald face in her hands and placed a soft kiss on her best friend's forehead and nose. They sat on the simple bed, just staring into each other's eyes for what seemed like an eternity. Slowly, Elphaba brought her face closer to Galinda's and closed the gap between their lips. A truly blissful moment for the two best friends, who were now so much more than that.
It seemed they had found a better position to be in every Sunday afternoon.
The end. The thing is, I have no clue what that last line means, but it's fine.
It must be calling back to something earlier on, right? Maybe they were in an uncomfortable position
of snuggling
previously.
on the couch or something. Jeez.
Oh my god.
So there you go. A little fanfic of Galinda professing her love for her best friend, her gal pal.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty clear that Wicked should have been gay.
Should have been gay.
So gay.
Let me hear you say, hip, 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 we're gay.
We love hearing from you. We love building this community, and we want to take the chance every episode to shout out some of our favorite things that have been happening lately.
And the thing that we want to shout out is we put some quotes up on our Instagram account, and one of them was obviously very inspirational from our How I Met Your Mother episode about how dykes with overly manicured eyebrows are the fuckboys of the lesbian community. And we just wanted to give a shout out to all of the women who posted being very proud of their eyebrows, which honestly, I applaud you. Keep it going. And there were some eyebrows that were on point in those comment sections.
All of the women who were a little on blast from that post.
Yes, sorry we put you on blast. You guys are still amazing, and I'm sure you're wonderful human beings, and we appreciate your
Love it.
eyebrows. We appreciate everyone's eyebrows.
That's
Amazing.
Also, as always, we want to shout out our top tier lesbian Jesus patrons. We could not keep doing this without all of you. So, Amy and Ellen,
Kayla Kelly,
Lizette Stye,
Tanya Ferguson,
Jess Klaus,
Danny Griswold,
and Michelle Ray Thomas. Thank you so much.
and remember, you can also find us on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Let's Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com if you have other ideas for Should Have Been Gays. We love getting them.
Yes. This one was actually a suggestion from one of you. We had it on the list, but we pushed it up because you emailed us. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Or check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
Make sure that you subscribe on whatever you use to listen to podcasts. That way you get new episodes as soon as they release.
Make sure you also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/letshangoutpod. We're posting videos every other Thursday on that channel.
If you want to help support the podcast, the easiest, freest way to do it is rate and review us on iTunes. Helps more people find the podcast to listen to it.
And if you want to support us financially, you can do so on our Patreon at patreon.com/letshangoutpod. We have some awesome perks there. We're going to have our Les Essentials viewing party pretty soon.
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Oh, it is tomorrow.
You have
so
one more day
if
to
you want
sign
to
up.
join our Les Essentials viewing party, you better get on that. We would love to see you
Do it
there.
now.
It's my favorite thing that we do with our patrons.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we hope to see you guys there.
You also could check out our store at bit.ly/lesshop. You can get some cool merch, get some cool shirts, get a neat mug, get some stickers. Just les up your life.
I got so many stickers the other day, and I'm just like, I want to put them I'm like putting them on my body, just like walking outside. They're amazing. We are also doing a campaign for the Trevor Project, which you can donate to at bit.ly/lestrevor. We'd really appreciate any support you can give.
If you want to follow us individually, the best place to find me is on Twitter and on Instagram at LSHFoster.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Ellie Brigida. And with that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee.
And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.